What's good, guys? Welcome to the stream. As you can tell, the title kind of says it all. Right now, we're doing a little bit of a PC update. We're repairing our PC. Hopefully, get it to run better than what it is. We're also waiting. It's raining out, so we can't do our roofing job that we've been working on the last couple days. Uh, my boss right now is going to check out another potential job, but we may or may not be working today. So if we don't work, we still got like maybe an hour and a half before the repairs are completed, but we'll probably do a gaming stream later on. But yeah, right now we're just chilling. We're having our second cup of coffee. It's definitely muggy out. That's for sure. I wonder actually if it's clean. Fingerprints are all over it. Dirty as shit. I gotta check to make sure the live's on. What is this? Okay, no. Turn that off. Shit. There we go. What up, Kobe? How you doing? See if we can get some music on here. What's he on? Is he on Spotify? I think he might be on Spotify. I think I gotta create a Spotify account. I don't remember if I have one. What up, TNT? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. What you guys up to? What up, X-Man? What up, Graph? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Right now we're doing a PC update. We're repairing our PC so we can stream later. We still got about an hour or so before it's done. It's already been going for like an hour. If you guys are from the States, how was your guys' 4th of July? And if not, how has your guys' week been going so far? Is he on here? Is this him? No, it's not him. You live in Ohio? Nice. You're not too far from me. I use OBS to stream, and I stream off of an Asus laptop. Yeah, we're currently in the process of upgrading to a desktop, but for now, we stream on an Asus laptop and our iPad when we're playing mobile games. But lately, we've been playing PC games. Where the hell are you? Nope. Okay, go back. This him? Nope. Bro, I can't find my brother. He's probably not on Spotify. Okay. I am from New York. Yep. We live in good old New York State. We are right across the water from Michigan. We're in the Chautauqua County. Okay, I gotta get his freaking information. I don't have his information. I need to get that. Please what? Yeah, no. I'm not giving away all that information. Some information's private. What's up, Amir? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. I mean, the internet has their sleuths, so it's like I can only protect my privacy so long. If somebody really wanted to, I'm sure they could figure out all them details, but I'm not willingly providing them. Yeah, I don't really know how today's gonna go. I do not have kids. I almost had a daughter, but she wasn't mine. And so I've been just focusing on myself for the last, what is it? Damn, it's already been 6 years. Right now I'm streaming on mobile. I just was able to unlock live stream on my phone, so we're doing that. We can't use our PC right now because we're in the middle of repairs. We've probably got like an hour or so left before it's done. And then depending on how my work day, because it's raining and we've been working on a roof the last couple days, but you can't really work on roofing, especially tin roofing, like metal roofing. You can't really be doing that in the rain. So right now my boss is going and checking on another potential job for us to do, like on the rainy days. So I'm just waiting on him to do that. But if it turns up that we don't really have anything to do, then we're probably gonna do a gaming stream later on. Because my friend wants us to play Among Us. He's been trying to get me to play that. So we might get an Among Us stream in today. Yeah. So if you guys play mobile games or anything like that, you can always find me. My name is always the same across everything. Solo Nymph or Solo Nymph YT. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like up the stream and maybe subscribe. It'll help me out. It'll bring you guys good luck for the rest of your week. It'll also help the YouTube algorithm push out my channel. Yeah, right now we're in the process for the channel. We're just trying to like unlock all the features that we can. We still got a ways to go about monetizing. You liked and subbed. I appreciate it, Kobe. You're awesome. I mean, you're all awesome even if you don't like or subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here anyway. I enjoy sitting here talking to you guys. But yeah, this whole week is looking to be kind of shitty. The weather is going to be kind of shitty, but hopefully once the weather actually clears up and we get a 3-4 day nice weather, we're probably going to try to go camping. And as long as I have service, I'll probably do a camping live stream. We'll go explore some caves, things like that. Maybe go to the beach, go swimming. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys were here for my 4th of July stream, but we set off fireworks and we got harassed by a cop who I'm pretty sure was just upset that he had to work while everybody got to chill and set off fireworks. But yeah, you can go check out that stream in the playlist if you guys missed it. We set off a lot of fireworks. We started like a trend, or not a trend, but we started the chain reaction. We were the first ones to start setting off fireworks, and then as soon as we pretty much ran through all of our fireworks, like the whole block started setting off theirs. So we had fireworks going for hours. And it's a good thing I ended stream when I did, because there ended up being a fight that broke out. You had to go to Alabama for the 4th of July? Why, is that where they set off the best fireworks or something? Or you got family down there? I don't know if I have family down there or if I had family down there. I gotta find that out. So I kind of want to go traveling. I want to go somewhere. You want to watch? You got family down there? Yeah, that's usually how it is. Not for nothing. If it's not vacation or family, I really don't know that many people who willingly travel down south. I would love to go to Japan. Just for the sightseeing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a list of the places where I want to go, where I want to travel. Take you guys with. But yeah, Japan's been one of those places I've wanted to travel probably since I was like 10 years old. I don't know, maybe it's the culture, maybe it's just like everything they put in the media about it, but they convinced me. Might even go live there for a year. That was something I think would be like a cool thing to do, like in terms of traveling, like go and live there for like 6 months, and then go to a new state in a new country, live there for 6 months, and see what all we can learn about and all that within like a 5-year span. Cherry, you're 8. You can't really spell that well. That's okay. You'll always learn. Yo, Nova, what's good? How you doing? Yeah, I was just telling chat that if I don't have any work today, because right now I'm repairing my PC, and we got about an hour or so left before it's complete done. But we'll probably do a Among Us stream later. I haven't decided though if I want to do an Among Us stream on the iPad or on my PC, but either way, we really can't do anything right now. So yeah, you're chilling. It's always good to be chilling. sometimes it's just, it's just healthy to be doing nothing. PC. Yeah, we'll probably have to hop into Discord, try to find some people to play with. Because truthfully, I don't see how we're gonna really be able to communicate with the other players in the game. If I mean, it's been a while, so I don't know if they've added voice chat to the game itself. But last time I knew, you were pretty much only able to text, and if you wanted to actually like talk to people, it would have been like through Discord. You're listening to some music. Yeah, that's. I was literally just looking up, trying to find my brother's page for his music, because I need to start making a playlist. That way, it's not just like silent. Got to get some background music in, but I don't necessarily want to use the YouTube music playlist. I want to get my own. You have to play on PS5. I mean, that's not bad. I would play on. I have a PS4 Pro and Xbox One, and I would play on those, but the way that I have my streaming set up right now, there's a TV above my head, and I don't want to have to be like sitting looking up to play the game. So it's just easier if I play it on my PC or my iPad. Hey, let's go. Running up them numbers. That's what's up. Congratulations, man. Yep, right now as you already know, right now we're going for our goal of 500 subscribers. So if you guys know anybody that uses YouTube, please make sure to let them know to subscribe to me. They don't have to, but I really appreciate it, and it helps out. And it's free. You can't really beat free now, can you? Yeah, we're all just winning here, man. Everyone gonna benefit. That light is in my way. I'm not on Discord. I can't use my PC right now. We are currently updating, repairing, all that good stuff. So I can't use Discord. And you can't use Discord while you're streaming on your phone, because then it cuts out the sound. You have a YouTube channel, and your brother does? I don't want you dropping it in the chat here, but you can go on one of my recently released videos and drop your guys' chat or your YouTube there. I'll subscribe to you guys. It's just live streams and stuff. I don't want people self-promoting and things like that in my stream. So, I mean, I'll gladly subscribe to you. We're all trying to just help each other out, So if you go over to one of my videos or whatnot, or even one of the previous live streams, drop your and your brother's channel name. Just got off yesterday from your 9-hour shift. Nice. Yeah, yesterday we started at like 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning on a roofing job. Like I already sent you the pictures or that video, bro, and we probably worked until about 8:30, 9 at night, with a slight break, because just as we decided we were going to be taking a break, we literally got off the ladder, started like rounding up the tools, and then the freaking rain just started hitting. Yeah, Kobe. So just do that, and when I get off the stream, I will go and we'll get you guys all taken care of. The only reason you're working was just to make a little bit more money to upgrade your PC and buy some stuff. Yeah, that's currently what we're working on right now. These net the Now that I'm back to work, these first couple paychecks, I want to try to use it to get a desktop set up. Like I spent the last 2 hours taking this laptop apart and cleaning it and stuff. That way it'd run better. Now we're taking care of all the internal stuff. But I found a pretty good desktop setup. Fairly cheap, but still more on the expensive end. It's like the bottom of the expensive end, cheap. So I want to get that as quickly as possible, you know? Yeah. So that's why that's why we can only stream when we can, because for the most part I'm gonna be working, making that money, so we can upgrade. And I do want to start streaming while I'm at work, but the problem is like I don't have somewhere where I can set my phone down that's pretty much in a safe spot and in an area where you guys will be able to actually see everything clearly. No point in buying a new one when you can fix it yourself. Yeah. No, cuz if I buy it, I'm just going to buy it outright. Buy a whole new setup as opposed to just this, because laptops are great, gaming laptops are great and all for the portability, but they're still so limited in what you can actually do. And I'm not a technology person. Like I didn't grow up with technology the way everyone else did. So I'm pretty much stupid when it comes to knowing exactly what to buy and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. Did they is it have you figured out anything? Have they responded? Have you made it Senate repeal or anything like that? That's what your dad does? Yeah, I have my original PC, which I actually just tried to take care of. Like they're the same brand and stuff. Like I have another one. This was the very first one that I had that ended up I don't even know exactly what happened to it. I don't even know exactly what happened to it, but I went to go try to play and I was streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and literally right after the very first mission after you get into the game, it just shut down. Now it doesn't even power on, and it's just a black screen. So I think I'm probably gonna send this in and see if anything can be done about it. Because the one that I'm using now, it's secondhand. I got it from someone else. And this one I spent, I think it was a little over 1,000 after tax. And I got this one back in 2020. And that's actually when I started streaming. I did originally start streaming off of this laptop. So I want to get that fixed, because if I can get that fixed, I can at least I'll be able to hold off on buying a desktop setup until I make enough where I'm actually gonna, like, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna spend a couple grand on a new desktop setup. But if I can get that fixed, it'll take stress off of this PC, and hopefully that'll help with like running the game smoother and things like that. Like I said, I'm not computer savvy or anything like that. I don't really know what I'm doing, so luckily I have people that know what they're doing. And they're also gamers themselves, so it works out. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much if I can get that one fixed, that one will be what runs OBS, chat, the YouTube live, the YouTube studio and all that. And then this one will strictly be for the game. Like that'll be the only thing on that runs on this one would be the games. I also have to get a new mouse. I'm borrowing this one from my sister because for some reason it's having this mouse for them when they plug it in is having the same issues that I have right now with this mouse, my actual gaming mouse, which I bought when I bought that laptop. But I think there's some shorting in the wiring or something like that. And if you've been in the previous streams, you know what I'm talking about because when I go to move it around and stuff, it likes to disconnect and then reconnect randomly. So like it's hard to use it. So yeah, it's about that time where we start upgrading slowly but surely. But you know, with all good things, it's a it's a process. Slam the story. What do you mean? Oh, it's hot. Bruh, like 3 days ago, I ended up in the hospital with heat stroke. That bitch sucked. And I got sunburnt 3 times on my back. All right, Kobe, I appreciate you being in here. I hope you win all of your games. We'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in the next time you stop into the stream. Yeah, you have a great day. Oh. I went to Home Depot for supplies for our roofing job. I picked up one of these little necklace fans, and I mean they work. I was thinking about getting the wrap-around one that I think you like fill it with water and it's like a misty fan type one. I was thinking about getting one of those, but they wanted like $40, $45 for that. I'm like, nah, I'll just try this out at like, this was only like $10. I mean, it gets the job done. Keeps you nice and cool. It's got 3 settings. Although they lied. I think I should go and write a complaint because it said you get 13 hours of battery life in this thing. And I've only used it. I've gotten maybe a total of like 2 hours out of it so far, and it's already halfway done from 100. So I think that's a little bit of false advertising, you know? If you're trying to send me something on Discord or whatnot, bro, I can't look at it right now. If I try to go to any other app right now, it'll either cut the stream out or it'll cut the audio. Hold on, let me see. It might, guys, the stream might end, so fair. Okay, yeah. I don't know exactly what you were sending me, bro. Were you showing me your fan? I mean, I got this one, and then I got a bigger one over here, but it's still so muggy in this house and outside. It's not helping. But that is a nice fan. Is that in your room? I wish I had one in my freaking place, but it's really hard when you have ceilings like these. You got one of them LED lights in there, so you can change the color? Or is it just a regular, is it just a regular bulb? You don't have it on in the daytime, right? Yeah, it's best to use the colored lights more at night. Unless you've got like, unless you got a lot of them, like spread out throughout the room. Because, you know, other than like the sunlight and then how I have this light on right now, which there's actually two lights in there, but it's kind of hard to see because the yellow lighting is freaking throwing it off. But I have those that I plug in, and then I have the same ones that run along the line of this shelf. They do take more power than your actual lights, yeah. And they also they also contribute to running up your internet, because uh, a lot of them you can power through Wi-Fi. I like the Genie. The Genie one's good. I have the couple of the Genie bulbs. I just hook that shit up through my phone. And normally I like to keep them on like light blue lights and stuff. But yeah, I was actually thinking, because when it comes to the lighting for the stream, when I don't like have this one on, when I have those ones on, I use actual just the ring lights, like the little selfie camera ring lights. I use those, but I'm kind of a stickler, and I don't necessarily like the way that the stream looks in those lights without certain other lights being on. So I think I need to go and because I also have a green screen kit that I bought a while ago. And they came with their own lights, and I've got the stands for them. Freaking, this room ain't even big enough from floor to ceiling for me to be able to actually fully extend the green screen stands. And but I can use those and set up my Genie lights, and then we can make the streams look professional. Have those different colors in the background off the walls. Yeah, I have it's a green screen kit, but on the website that I got it, it's it's categorized as as photography kit. So I have a green screen, a black screen, and a white screen. Mm. There goes the computer, configuring all the settings it needs to. I would use the green screen. I would have that set up, but I'm not home. I'm not at my house right now, and I haven't been for a couple weeks. So I don't. And there's a lot of shit like right next to me. There's a playpen set up. I would have to take that down and pretty much like clean and rearrange this whole room to be able to actually fit the green screen. But I'm also missing a couple accessory pieces that I need for the green screen, so I don't want to use it yet. But eventually, eventually we'll get the green screen in. We'll start streaming from Mars or out of space in the middle of the galaxy. I don't know. What am I doing today? Well, right now I'm just waiting to hear back from my boss to see what's going on work-wise today, if we will be working or not, because it's raining, so we can't really do the job we're doing. waiting for my PC to finish repairing. But other than work and hopefully trying to get a gaming stream in later on today, I don't really have much planned. We like to go with the flow and just see where the day takes us. There's very little that we actually plan out. Like I really wasn't planning on streaming, I wasn't really planning on streaming today, but we ended up not going to work because of the weather. So figured I'd hop on and let you guys know what's going on as best as I could. But no gaming stream until my PC finishes. And hopefully after everything's done, my PC will run a lot better when it comes to the gaming. Yeah, no, it's just now going on 11. You probably thought that because you probably didn't go to bed until like 3 or 4 in the morning. Oh my god, why does this shit keep popping up? But don't worry, I understand where you're coming from. Trust me, my days and my weeks and my time is all out of whack. I woke up thinking it was Friday today. And I've been up since like 6:30. You're exercising? Yeah. I would exercise, but I feel like I get enough exercise with the work that I do. I feel like if you work in an industry like construction, pretty much your job is your exercise. Getting your 200 push-ups? Are you doing them the right way? You know how to do a push-up, right? You'd be surprised at how many people don't know how to do an actual push-up. Like the correct way of doing one. Of course. Yeah. You know, I just gotta mess with you. Gotta make sure your form is correct. Because, you know, it's simple things like posture and form when it comes to exercise where people either see their gains or don't see gains. And I know I've heard so many times, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm not gaining any muscle. I'm not losing any weight. 99% of the time, it's just the way that they're doing the exercise itself. They just don't do it correctly. It's always correct. Well, as long as you know what you're doing, don't overdo yourself. That was my mistake when I was younger. I got into an exercise obsession when I was in 5th grade, and I would I would push myself. I would always overdo it. But I mean, to be fair, I was in 5th grade. I was still a kid, so you learn as you go. It's all about experience. People tell you how you're so genetically strong. Yeah. But I mean, it's also like there's facets to it. Like most people, you could look at somebody and assume that they're strong. I mean, they're healthy, but strength really is. It's not really just about like lifting. Cause I know there are people that are like twigs, like their bodies are like literally this. Like if they turn to the side, they disappear. And I've seen people like that freaking with ease like push a freaking vehicle down the street. But yeah, most people will just automatically assume that you're strong if you're fit. And them chalking it up to your genetics, that's kind of like an excuse because realistically, anybody can be strong. It's just if they choose to put in the work or not. They're like surprised. Maybe it's because you just your voice. I mean that could throw people off too. Like if you just sound, it's such a weird concept. But like the sound of your voice can add to the illusion that people draw up in their heads of what you look like and all that. So then, when you don't meet the you that they had pictured in their head, they're always shocked. That's why you tell people don't get obsessed with you. Yeah, I tell the same people that. I'm honest. Like I'm a nice guy. I feel like I'm a good person, but I do have that toxicity that will fuck a person up. And I always warn people. It's like one of the first things. That way they can't say nothing later down the road. I can just be like, I told you. Everyone goes crazy and you just tell them you exercise. That's because now that we're in a completely different generation, like generational era than what were in before, like the mid 2000s, early 2000s stuff. Like it wasn't very often that you didn't see fit people like walking around half naked, especially when you're going down south, like freaking Florida and places where it's hot. Like it was kind of normal to see people walking around shirtless and freaking all jacked and stuff. But now, everybody freaking spending more times on their phones and stuff like that and not even being out in the world being socialized. and socializing, like, yeah, after a while, you end up kind of being surprised when you start seeing people actually living the way that we did even like 10 years ago. Because especially where I'm at, the only people you really see walking around shirtless or half naked are the freaking tweakers. You see them walking around and stuff, freaking sweating, looking like they just jumped out of a freaking pool. Yeah, I feel like these newer generations, they're not. I don't want to say they're lazy, but they're lazy. And I think COVID really did a number on people. Like, cause like they were people were already finding excuses to pretty much be lazy as long as they could manage, and then COVID hit, and everyone definitely was like, "Oh, well, we can't do anything, can't really go out or anything without having to do certain things like wear a mask." So, not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna sit and surf on the internet, doom scroll. Your brother has them. Your dad has them. Yeah, yeah. I think because the majority of people, like everybody has abs, so it's like the people that have like 8 packs, 16 packs, which I think there's only been like that I can remember. There's only been like one or two people that have an actual like 16 pack, but normally it's between 4 and 6 pack abs. That I think that part of it is genetic. Oh no, yes there is. They're one of the rare. It's one of those rare fucking conditions or disorders or whatever. About as rare as those people that have the alien veins in their pecs. Yes, bro, I'm telling you. You'd be surprised at how many. You'd be surprised at how rare conditions are. It's just on. It's like on the same. It's like on the same level as the freaking that condition with the uh, pec ripples. Like people don't really you don't see them. That's like 0.001% of the population, but it's out there. It's not weird. It's more so that it could be a health issue. No, it's not weird that you have veins on your pack, but if you do have that alien ripple is like the layman's term. There's a medical term for it. I just can't remember it. But if you have that, that is actually like a health concern condition that you want to keep up on. Because if I'm not mistaken, the bodybuilder that had it ended up being part of the reason that he passed away. You wish you had 10? You see Indian people, they have that shit? Right. Like people have it. People have them. Yeah, I think one of the widely known ones is Taylor Lautner from the Twilight series. Like, pretty sure he had a 10 pack. Yeah, but the normal amount is usually between a 6 and an 8 pack or 4. My bad, 4 and 8. But even then, you don't even really see like 8-packs all that much. Like I think that's where the genetic build comes from. Like, so if you're like tall and kind of more like lanky, you'll have a higher chance of that. Yes, they do, bro. I'm telling you, they do. Yeah, 6'4" is usually the average. I mean, technically, yes, there's nothing you can do about it, but technically, there is something you can do about it because it's actually the type of exercise that you do which will uh, produce that appearance. Like if you have the physique for and you have like a 6-pack, you can turn that 6-pack into an 8-pack based off of the type of exercise you do. Because what a lot of people don't understand, especially when it comes to like the chest and the stomach muscles and all that, is you can manipulate them based on what the type of exercise. And for the most part, people think that it's just doing sit-ups and just doing crunches and that whole motion right there. But that really only activates like the center part. But when you hit your sides, when there's certain exercises you do that can make your abs on your sides more pronounced. Not even bodybuilders. They try their hardest to have an 8-pack, and that's more so because of how much muscle they put on. Like having a lot of muscle, like bodybuilder physique, doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you're gonna have like the appearance of it is gonna be there. Especially when you start to get into those like really big, the heavyweight bodybuilders, where they've got a freaking like it almost looks like a beer belly, but it's pure muscle, but it's like a 4-pack, and then their whole upper chest is like freaking swollen. That's due to the amount of muscle, because you have to find a balance. You can't really have more muscle than what's the other fucking thing? My brain's not working right now. And I can't think of it, but yeah. More muscle is not always good when it comes to your physique and like what you're going for. Yeah, they say it's all genetics, but that's not 100% accurate. Genetics does play a big part in a person's overall physique and physical attributions, but it's not 100% the only thing. Right, if you're born with them, you don't have to do anything to have them. I mean, you might have to maintain them because like muscle can turn into fat if you don't take care of it properly. But yeah, you definitely get an advantage when you're already born with the attributes that you're trying to achieve. Like I was born with a high metabolism. So it doesn't matter how much I eat or anything like that. I don't gain weight and I generally don't get thicker. I don't get fatter. It just burns itself away. I've literally been this size since like second grade, and I was always active in sports. I ate like a freaking. My nickname used to be garbage can because freaking I'm not a picky eater, so I would eat and eat and eat and eat, and I would still feel hungry. But yeah, I was blessed with good genetics in terms of maintaining muscle and stuff like that. Tell me how we're the only thing that's gross is just muscle or fat. How does that make sense? I think it's not that it's gross, it's just uncommon. It's uncommon to see someone just made purely of muscle. And I mean, it's also kind of uncommon to see people made purely of fat. So like when you do see it, it kind of throws you off. Oh, you meant to say grow. Yeah. I mean, it's human biology, honestly. Who knows why human biology works the way it does? You might have just been bloated. It's hard to sleep when you're like bloated, when your stomach feels like about to burst. Uh, I can't remember off the top of my head what that's called. But yeah, that's your body pretty much trying to digest what you've consumed, and it's having a rough time doing it like efficiently, so it's acting slower, which if your body is reacting slower to digesting, that's probably then it's probably not what's it called? It's pretty much not focusing on anything else in your body. So like your blood flow slows down and things like that, which could probably be the reason that you're cold. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. My medical degree goes only as far as CPR. No, no, you're probably gonna feel off until your body breaks down all of that food that you digested, especially if you don't normally eat like that. Well, no, I think it's just it sounds like it's just your body trying to work a little harder. You were hungry. I mean, you did say you worked a 9-hour shift. Like during that 9-hour shift, did you take a decent amount of breaks? Did you eat enough? Did you stay hydrated? because all that will play and all that plays a part in like how hungry you feel and how hungry you get. Especially because and the weather definitely doesn't help when it's fucking 90 degrees out, and especially if you're out in the sun doing work. The only thing you had was coffee and breakfast sandwich with eggs throughout that whole 9-hour shift. Yeah, that's probably why. If all you had was coffee, you were probably dehydrated. And then dehydration will make you feel hungry. But if you try to eat when you're overly dehydrated, your body is not going to be able to it's not going to be able to function the way it needs to break down and digest all the food that you're consuming. That's why it's important that you drink a lot of water throughout the day, especially when it's hot. When you get hot or muggy, humid temperatures and you have to be out in that for extended periods of time, you don't realize it, but you actually will lose more water in your body. So you have to drink water. Yeah, you probably do need to drink more water. Yeah, I caught, like 3 days ago, I caught heat stroke. I ended up having to go to the hospital for it. My blood pressure ended up dropping really, really low. And like, it was weird because I was drinking water throughout the day. Like, I carry knocked my garbage over. But yeah, I carry like one of these around. And normally I'll throw one of these into the freezer the night before, so that way it's nice and cold and there's ice in it for when I go to work. But I'll carry these around and I'll just drink it throughout the day. Sometimes I'll have to refill it like 2-3 times. But like I said, if you're not actually paying attention and you're like out in the heat, you can lose more water than you're consuming, and that'll make you feel more dehydrated a lot quicker. Honestly, I don't know how much milk has an effect on your hydration when it comes to like being out in the heat or shitty weather. Because like, I don't know, I think they changed it. I remember when they used to say that milk helps with your bones, helps develop the calcium in your bones and stuff. But now I'm hearing that milk is actually bad for you. Like, it actually wears down your bones and shit. And I don't know if either of that's true. So I can't really say yes or no that milk might have helped. I mean, it's a liquid, so you are still staying somewhat hydrated, but water, personally, is like the best way to go. And for some reason, everyone that I've ever worked with, they prefer to consume more like soda than actual water. It's so weird. You just drank a water, you just drank a bottle of water, just got it from the freezer. Yeah, that's good. Although when you do, just a pro tip if you guys didn't know, ice water, drinking ice water in the heat is actually bad for you. So is like taking super cold water when it's really hot out and you're like drenched in sweat. You actually don't want to dump cold water on your head or on yourself, and you don't want to drink it because that actually is bad for you. You don't feel like you drank the water? Yeah, that's probably because That's because your body's probably absorbing the water. Because, like I said, you were probably dehydrated yesterday. And so you have to replenish that water. And if this is like the first time since yesterday that you're drinking water, then yeah, your body's going to absorb that really quickly. You're not even going to notice that you how quickly you drank it. Like, I would drink one of these water bottles. Like, when as soon as I get really thirsty, I would drink one of these in like 20 seconds, and right after it's empty, I wouldn't even felt like I drank anything. I'd fill it back up. Yeah, it don't matter if it comes from the freezer or not. Water is water. If your body needs the water, it's gonna absorb it, and it doesn't matter if it's cold or lukewarm. Your body, if you don't have the amount of water that you need in your body, when you do actually consume it, it's not gonna feel like you drank anything. Um, I wouldn't. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to kind of like drown your body. But if you already downed a whole bottle, then just sip on this one. Because even though you can't feel it, your body will be able to tell that it has water in it. And that's where the whole bloating feeling would come from. And your stomach would start hurting if you try to just down 2 full bottles of water back to back. Yeah. If you're starting to feel better now, then it's most likely because you were dehydrated. Yesterday was a hot day, and I know that you're close to me, so I know that you probably also got the rain. So the heat before the rain, and then right as it started raining, and then right after the rain, like yesterday was a shit day to be out working. Yeah. So you probably yeah. So if you're not planning today to be out and about like you were yesterday, then make sure you stay hydrated throughout the day today, especially. But you should start feeling better. You're off today. That's good. Yeah, because it's another shitty day to be out there working outside where we're at. I knocked my freaking trash can over. Now I got Mickey D crumbs and shit all on the floor. I'm gonna have to sweep that up at some point. Should you eat a banana? I mean, bananas are good for you. I don't know if like you're lacking your potassium or not, but you're just now getting up too. So technically, your body's still waking up. So a banana is pretty. It's good as a little breakfast food. But I mean, that's totally up to you if you want to eat something. I would just suggest if you are going to eat something small. Like, don't go making yourself like a big ass meal type of thing. You'll have that. They're hunger pains. That's the part of getting older. It's kind of like the same process when it comes to like Chinese food. You notice how when you eat Chinese food, freaking you feel stuffed, and then not even an hour later you feel like you're starving again. Your body pretty much has a natural process where it does that. That's kind of how it lets you know that, hey, not everything is right down here, so you need to like do something about it. Them hunger pains tells you that you're hungry and that you're not eating enough. Like, my body's just used to it. I shrank my stomach when I was younger, which don't recommend. It was part of anorexia, but yeah, you gotta keep up with your body. You gotta take care of it. Make sure you're eating food, staying hydrated. Yep, a wild animal. Yep. Just physical activity in general, whether it's exercise, work, or anything, can it can make you feel hungry after a while, and especially if you're not on a consistent um, routine or schedule. Right? I know people that only eat once a day. I know people that eat 3 times a day, 5 times a day. Like, it kind of just depends on your lifestyle and what you're doing. Like, me personally, I maybe eat like once every couple days, but that's more due to the fact that I just don't feel hungry, and I'm busy enough in my life that it doesn't register until I actually have a chance to sit down and relax, and then I'm like, oh, and that's when I notice that I'm hungry. Right now, you're eating some cookies and you're moving back and forth. I mean, it might be a little too early for sugary shit. Because that's just going to add to your feeling of like blah. That you're going to feel tired and stuff if you start out eating sugary stuff. You should stick with that banana for now. Let that kind of digest for like 45 minutes before you start stuffing your face with junk food. Especially if you've already had coffee, if you've already had your caffeine, then that's going to be also running through your system. That's probably just your that's probably just bad breath. Have you brushed your teeth yet? Oh, that's probably the heat then. Your body stores up heat, and then when it feels like it needs it or it doesn't need it, that's when it expels it. A lot of people don't know you lose heat the most through the top of your head, like around the crown area, and then the bottoms of your feet. Probably because you've stored too much vitamin D. I mean, that's possible. I'm sure it is. Like I said, I'm not no medical professional. I know pretty much I'm certified CPR, and that's about it. I just know things based off of my exercise craze that I went through when I was younger. Like, I was working out and I was also studying books and like all that down to the details, but it's I can't remember a lot of that. Yeah, eat some cereal. I mean, yeah, most cereals are sugary, but it's not. It doesn't contain as much sugar as freaking a thing of cookies. But I mean, it's like to each their own. Honestly, you can eat whatever you want, but you just got to be mindful that what you put in your body, and it's going to react to it. So if you start off in the morning eating sugary stuff, chances are you're gonna feel like tired or groggy or heavy throughout the day, as opposed to if you like eat a thing of eggs and bacon, um, or a banana. I would agree with that if I actually, took my own advice and kept up on my eating habits and stuff. But like I said, I wake up, I have coffee, and then I go about my day. And it's only when I'm like I have a chance to not do anything that I remember I gotta eat something. But for the most part, for me, my body is used to just pretty much caffeine, running on caffeine. Yeah, because eventually, like I said, I don't want you guys to be doing it, but like your body adapts pretty quickly. So if you go certain amounts of time without actually eating, eventually your body just doesn't really react to those pains, like the hunger pains that you get. And when that happens, that's usually when your health actually starts to take a negative toll, both mentally, physically, maybe even sometimes emotionally. Because you know what they say, you're not you when you're hungry. You just don't feel like you're just not in a good mood and things like that. But yeah, your body will adapt pretty quickly to the changes. So if you stop eating for periods of time, eventually your body will just not react to the pain of it. And then if you go even longer than that, eventually what happens is your uh, your body will just start to eat itself from the inside out. I remember there was a documentary that we watched in science. There was this. I can't remember if it was just one guy or if there was two of them, but they ended up getting stranded on one of those blow up rafts out in the middle of the ocean, and or no, okay, now I can't remember. Either they were either trapped in a cave, like a cave crevice, or they were trapped in the ocean. But I'm thinking it was the ocean because I remember there being a part where they at some point they were consuming fish, but then they weren't able to catch any more fish, and um, the only way they managed to survive is because their stomach started eating itself from the inside out. But yeah, if you actually go long enough without consuming food and water and stuff like that, which for the most part, you actually want to consume more liquids than solids, because your body is mostly made up of water, so you want to always make sure you're replenishing your water. But the guy managed to survive because his stomach started eating itself from the inside out. Like it'll start with the muscle, and then it'll eat the at the tissue, and then eventually, like it'll work its way to the skin. How does that look? Oh my god, it is. I can't remember exactly the details, but I do remember it looking so disgusting that a lot of the freaking kids in class either had to turn their heads, or there was just a chorus of dry heaving. I mean, yeah, you could look it up. Yeah, just go look it up. Type in what does it look like when your stomach starts to eat itself? Because I think the guy, if I'm, the guy was stranded for like over 100 days. Watching a lot of people do like a 90-day challenge in the woods. I would love to do that. Like I was a nature kid growing up. I would love to do a 90-day challenge in the woods, but at that point, I'm just living on my own, off the grid, away from the city life. You know, people do that on a daily. People that live out in the country, they usually have woods around them. So, but yeah, I was actually just talking at the beginning of stream. I was talking about how once the weather actually starts getting nicer, and we have at least like a 4 or 5 day period of just straight nice weather, I want to go camping. I want to do like a camping stream because I've got a 13-man tent. The only thing I got to do is find a spot to camp because where I'm at, there's like nowhere directly around. You got to travel like an hour and a half, 2 hours type of deal, unless you know some people, which I do know someone who's only a 20-minute drive away from here, and they've got their own property, and it runs for like 8 or 9 acres. But here you gotta actually travel for the good camping spots. But I want to be doing that. Yeah, it's good to reset, get away from people. I know that sounds mean, but I feel like a lot of people would benefit from taking some time away from civilization. Save you some marshmallows? I got you. I'm a special order those freaking big marshmallows that are like this big. There's a there's a candy store somewhere in New York State where they have giant candy, like the Willy Wonka type of candy. And the one candy that I want to get, they have freaking gummy bears that are pretty much to the size of the ceiling, from the floor to the ceiling. Just one big ass gummy bear. I want to get one of those. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't remember where it's at. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure there's a candy store in New York State that is giant. Like everything there is freaking giant. Like if Shaquille O'Neal, everyone knows Shaquille O'Neal and like how big he usually is, but like it's like him standing next to it, he would look like a toddler. Yeah, I saw that. I found out about that shop like back in 2017, 2016, and ever since then I wanted to go. Like I'm not a big candy person in general, but I will make an exception just to have a giant gummy bear sitting in my corner. I might not even ever open it. It'll just be decoration. Anytime I stream, I'll fucking have it sitting. I'll put lights all around it and stuff, and it'll just be sitting in the corner, all packaged up. You had a candy rush from eating so much candy when you were younger? Yeah. You went there when you were 6? Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was different when I was a kid. I didn't really start eating candy until I was probably like 10 or 11. My quote unquote candy when I was younger was spicy things. Like I was the kind that would drink hot sauce straight out the bottle. and then I'd get yelled at because I drank all the hot sauce. So my mom would go and freaking try to like use some hot sauce for like chicken or hot dogs or something like that, and I'd just be sitting there in front of the fridge just drinking it straight out the freaking bottle. You're a cook. You're gonna make yourself some eggs with a sandwich. Ooh, I'm a good cook. The only problem is I never get to actually eat my food because by the time I actually get time to eat my food, everyone else has already been served and everybody else has already ran through their first plate, so they're going for seconds. So like I never get a chance to eat my own food. So I don't really like to cook like that. Let's make a cooking live. Well, we got to meet up for that first, remember? I'm pretty sure we had already made that plan to do some kind of like cooking live stream. We just got to know what we're going to cook. But yeah, when I was younger, I could have gone to culinary school. I could have gotten a scholarship, but I went down a different route. I won't. I haven't. I haven't forgotten about it. You missed my 4th of July stream. I can't talk about what was on there, but you know, you can go check that out. There's a minute or two on there where we're participating in adult activities. Yeah, friends, family, neighbors, pretty much everyone from around the block and stuff, you know. But yeah, that adult activity that we participated in, that's like a normal thing for me. Yeah, they were happy. That's pretty much why we even bothered setting off the fireworks because, like, you know, as adults, we don't really care all about that. But we had so many kids over, and they've been wanting to set off the fireworks all day, and we had to keep telling them, you gotta wait. If we set them off now, you're not gonna have anything to set them off later. We're not gonna have anything for you to set off later, and you're gonna end up missing half of it because you can't really see fireworks like that during the daytime. So you want to wait until it's dark so you can actually see it. Yeah, there have been plenty of cases people just freaking, because there are certain fireworks. I mean, technically, all fireworks you're not supposed to hold when you light them, but especially there are some really big ones that it literally has on the freaking packaging. Do not hold. Do not keep in your hand. The ones we were setting off, even though they had their own little tubes, even on the packaging, it says don't hold the tubes in your hand. Like, there have been so many accidents that they legally had to start putting that on the freaking packaging because so many people were freaking, who knows, probably drunk, probably daring. They probably got dared, or they were just dumb and didn't actually think of the consequences being as bad as they were. But yeah, because all fireworks are is explosives. It's literally gunpowder stuffed into a chamber. Throw some pretty wrapping on that stuff, and boom, you got a firework. Like, people can actually die from fireworks. So it's like, yeah, you gotta always be careful. Especially if there's gonna be kids. But just, you gotta be careful in general when it comes to fireworks. And I think that's probably why it's actually illegal to set off fireworks in the city. In most places. I don't know if there are certain places where they just don't they don't give a fuck. But most places, you can't. It's illegal to set off fireworks in the city. But so many people do it that the law enforcement, they just don't give a fuck. I mean, that'll happen. We had to do the same thing. We actually, right before we set off the fireworks, we had pretty much everybody that was in front of our houses, in front of the houses where we were setting off the fireworks. We had everybody move their vehicles, just to be safe. The only thing we weren't able to do was cut off the streets, so that way nobody else could just come down the street. And there was this, like halfway through setting them off, there was a blue car that ended up driving down our street, and it just so happened to be going past the firework just as the firework was going off. So yeah, they got their vehicle got sprayed a little bit with the fireworks, but it wasn't too bad, and they weren't upset. I mean, it's not like they couldn't see us lighting them off from down the street. So yeah, bro, it's gunpowder. It's literally just like it's just an explosive. That's all fireworks are. You could burn a house down. You could blow up a car. You could unalive someone just using fucking fireworks. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, a very, very, very smaller scale, but yeah, pretty much the same firepower as TNT. I was gonna say something, but I don't want to give anybody any ideas. Although, I'm sure they would already be able to come up with the ideas. But I mean, you gather enough fireworks, and you know, empty them out, and that's all I'm gonna say. Because this generation is the very, 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 very impressionable, and I'm not gonna be the one contributing to people doing dumb things. Like, if you're gonna do dumb things, you can do it on your own time. I'm not gonna contribute any information on that, but I'm sure you can understand where I was going with that thought. What does TNT stand for? I can't freaking remember. Uh, Trinitrotoluene. Trinitrotoluene, I think it's pronounced. Yeah, trinitotoluene, I think is that's how it's pronounced. Pretty much it's a chemical compound. It's not a special type. It's just a type used in chemical synthesis, and it's commonly used as an explosive. But yeah, like, the Mount Rushmore, all the heads. A good chunk of all of that was used with TNT. Like they use the big power tools. They use the jackhammers and shit like that, and a lot of explosives to create all the heads. Not to mention, good freaking 16,000 plus people gave their lives to build that thing. Yeah. I think there's still some places that do mining, but I think it's more for oil now. Mostly oil, or at least they mine for natural resources, since the oil industry is kind of like not as big as it once was in terms of resource availability. But yeah, this is a nice little stream. I'm getting a call from my boss, so we are gonna have to end stream here. I'm gonna find out what's going on with this job and then go from there. I mean, it's quite obvious. You guys will know that if I'm doing a gaming stream, because I'll be streaming. So if we're not streaming, you guys already know, then we're gonna be at work. Oh yeah, especially nowadays. Especially now that we figured out the process to make diamonds. Like, diamonds are not rare. And I mean, technically, there are minerals and gems and things like that we have not even discovered yet. So those are technically the rarest material, the rarest resources on Earth are the ones that haven't been discovered yet. But yeah, that's going to be the stream. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If we don't stream later, then I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time it is you're watching this. And yeah, I'll pretty much see you guys in the next stream. Probably like Potomac, right? I gotta crack my back. Okay, but yeah, I gotta go. I'm getting blown up now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.